We're moving past the point where artificial intelligence acts as a simple chatbot in a tab. The next iteration requires building an entirely unified workspace. Right now, building something complex forces you to bounce between a dozen different windows. You ask a question in one app, write code in an integrated development environment, and then open a separate web browser to figure out why that code failed. This diagram shows the exact problem. Every time you switch from your chat window to your code editor and then out to the web, you hit a harsh red stop. That break in momentum is known as the context gap. The friction of moving between these isolated tools burns through your creative energy. By the time you find the answer to your bug, you've completely lost the thread of what you were trying to build. The individual AI models themselves are incredibly capable, but keeping them locked in fragmented environments puts a hard ceiling on human and AI collaboration. OpenAI's CEO of applications, Fiji Simo, recently took a hard look at this disjointed ecosystem. Her immediate mandate was to address the sprawling, fragmented nature of their current product lineup. Internally, the company realized that spinning up dozens of standalone apps and pursuing niche experiments was dragging down their overall development speed. Managing so many disparate pieces makes it incredibly difficult to maintain a consistent, high standard of quality. Competitors like Anthropic are moving incredibly fast. To stay ahead, OpenAI has to tear down the walls between its own products, moving out of exploration and committing aggressively to execution. The solution to this context gap is a single desktop application. OpenAI is taking their most effective standalone tools and merging into one unified environment. The core of this system remains ChatGPT, which acts as the main conversational hub where you direct the overall workflow. The second pillar is Atlas, OpenAI's AI-powered web browser, built directly in to handle live research without requiring you to open Chrome or Safari. The third piece is Codex, their specialized AI agent designed entirely for writing and troubleshooting software. The sheer scale of this integration is massive. Codex alone has already surpassed 1 million developers actively using it. By taking 3 massive tools that already work and packing them into one interface, OpenAI is building a high-density enterprise productivity engine. This diagram shows the new workflow architecture. Instead of bouncing between windows, a central user input kicks off a continuous data loop. First, the Atlas node pulls live research from the web. That research instantly feeds the Codex engine to structure the software code. Finally, ChatGPT synthesizes everything, explaining the final output. The output of one step becomes the exact input for the next. There is zero manual copying and pasting, meaning you stay completely locked in a continuous state of flow. We've seen this specific architectural strategy work before in the Asian tech market. Consumer applications like WeChat dominated because they made everything adjacent to messaging completely frictionless. OpenAI is taking that exact blueprint and applying it to Western knowledge work to build a massive, all-in-one enterprise application. When chat, code, and web browsing share the exact same space, AI stops being a standalone tool you use. It becomes the underlying infrastructure you operate inside. The skill required to succeed here shifts entirely. It's no longer about knowing which application to open, but knowing how to direct complex processes inside a system where the tools already talk to each other. For an individual creator or developer, the practical advantage of this unified stack is immense. A single person, operating without the constant drag of context switching, can execute projects at a speed that used to require a full team of specialists. Your ability to design intricate workflows and structure precise prompts inside this single environment becomes your primary competitive edge. The next stage of artificial intelligence relies on getting out of your own way. It's not about accumulating a massive folder of disconnected tools. Ultimately, it is about unified, completely distraction-free execution.